Bueno, pues vamos a la base campamento fantasma este. Un campamento bastante guapo, por lo que veo. Ahí están entrenando. Hostia.
I was informed of your arrival by my sentinels, but I didn't think it would be you, Kurt.
Rolf,
Ralph?
you're the leader of this camp.
Do you two know each other?
We train together. We haven't seen each other in a long time. A very long time.
The world of warriors is very small, Kurt. What brings you here, my old comrade? And who are these
Cambio de
people
planes,
with
De
you?
repente alguien...
They're not one of us.
My name is Desade. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I'm Siora, Donegad, of the Gaesrad.
These people sure are important. So, what are you doing here?
I've heard things about this place. About this very special camp.
And we wanted to see what it was all about with our own eyes.
That's very nice of you, but visitors aren't welcome in this camp.
Pues ya estamos
What goes
aquí.
on here is only the guards' business.
Does the same apply to me?
Listen, Kurt. I can give you and your friends some answers, but only because it's you. Anyway,
Sí, sí.
knowing you as well as I do, I'm aware I'm not going to get rid of you that easily. So, what would you like to know?
¿Cuál es el objetivo?
What is it you do here? And why is this place kept secret? Even from your comrades in the guard?
The natives have their magic, and we have to train elites to be able to face them. That's what we're doing here. Our role is sensitive, and our location obviously cannot be revealed to the whole island.
Does this man not realize that I'm a Donegad?
I noticed you're a native, but you're a friend of Kurt's, so I trust you will be discreet.
I see the reason for this kind of training. The Bridge Alliance would be particularly interested in soldiers like these. And yet I've never heard of this elite squadron.
We're still in the early stages of the program. We don't want to rush things, and our leaders demand secrecy. Orders are orders.
Vale, a ver, más
This is a
cosas.
huge camp
Cuéntanos
for
más
such a
cosas.
secret location. How is it organized?
The main building is reserved for officers and the wounded. The front and rear of the camp are dedicated to combat training. But most exercises take place outside.
Impressive. And how do you manage recruitment?
Only the best come here. Those who have combat experience. Once they arrive, they're separated into 2 squadrons, each led and trained by a lieutenant. But you already know all of this, Kurt. It must bring back memories.
Yes.
Will you tell us about your training?
A ver qué entrenamiento
That's
llevan
a
aquí.
sensitive topic. Most exercises take place in the field to get the men used to it. The natives' knowledge of the environment gives them as much of an advantage as their magic. But if you want to know more, you should ask my lieutenant instructors.
Actually, we found out about this camp while we were looking for someone.
A kid I recruited. Rainer.
Oh, I didn't know he was one of yours.
Pues haberlo
My
cuidado mejor.
condolences. I was told he died in an
Y
accident
te
in
lo
the
crees,
harbour.
¿no?
Don't insult my intelligence, Rolf.
All right. Since you're here, I guess there's no point in lying to you anymore.
Bueno, ya era hora.
The accident occurred during a maneuver. It's regrettable that these things happen,
Durante
you know?
una maniobra.
We've taken up enough of your time, Captain.
I agree, and I have things to do.
I'd like
Okay.
to question your lieutenant instructors, if you don't mind. To ask them about Rainer.
You've become a real sap.
Callar.
Fine. But try not to disrupt the day's schedule too much. Goodbye.
Joder, ni
I'm
que si ya
sorry,
hemos pasado
I
horas.
couldn't contain my anger.
I noticed. Good thing you know this captain so well. I don't think he would have let us investigate otherwise.
I'm not sure it's a good thing, really.
You don't seem to like this man.
Rolf doesn't bring back good memories for me. But let's continue.
O sea que Ralph
I
no
want to
me
know
cae.
what's going on here. Lieutenant,
Captain.
my friend here would like to learn more about this camp.
At your orders, Captain. Sir?
Can you tell
¿Cuál
us
es
about
su
your
escuadrón?
squadron?
The recruits who come here are the best. And in my squadron, they get even better. I don't know what else to tell you. They're disciplined, rigorous, and effective. Exactly what you'd expect from the best soldiers.
What
Y
kind of
contraventas,
training
¿sabes?
takes place in your ranks?
Combat in natural settings. Combat against the savage's magic.
I'm very curious about how you train against the magic the
Porque yo
natives
soy
use.
mago.
Now these are complex, secret maneuvers. I'm very sorry, but I can't tell you anymore.
That's a pity. It would definitely be instructive.
I
No,
heard
good,
the
no,
recruit
no.
Rainer trained here. What can you tell me about him?
Oh, he was a good one. He died a little while ago.
So we've heard. Your captain told us he died during a maneuver. Can you tell us
No
more?
haberle dicho eso, haberle
The
dicho que
training
murió,
we
a ver qué
do
pasó.
outside can be dangerous. Unfortunately, Rainer fell to his death in a ravine.
He fell.
During a simulated
Rarísimo.
ambush. I know, it's not glorious, but it happens. I'd like to get back to work now, if you'll allow it, Captain.
Go on. We're gonna go talk to some of your recruits.
I hope that it won't take too long. We're all very busy here.
We'll be quick, Lieutenant.
The story about training against magic is a lie. This lieutenant has no idea what he's talking about.
So what could they be training recruits for here then?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't like it.
A ver,
Soldier!
rectitud.
Yes, Captain.
At ease. We have
Esto
some
no parece
questions
joven,
for
¿eh?
you.
Te parece
Me?
viejo.
At your orders, Captain.
You look exhausted. Is training that rough here?
It's difficult at first, but you get through it. Taming fatigue. That's the key to it all.
Haven't you ever wanted to stop? You've never doubted your vocation.
I'm not a coward, nor a weakling. The strength of the shadow.
What is that? Your motto?
Our squadron's captain.
You seem concerned about your comrades. You keep looking at them.
No, not at all.
Are you afraid of what they might think of you?
Absolutely not, Captain. We are all of one mind in this squadron. We are very
Es
united.
una secta.
Since this is such a close-knit squadron, you must have known Rainer.
Yes, of course. But he's not part of the squadron
Sí,
any
se
longer.
marchó.
He left.
Really?
I don't know what you're trying to
Ese
get me to
Hitler
say,
no era
Captain.
muy convincente.
Rainer left the squadron because he was sent on a mission. There's nothing more to
Me
say.
encomendaron una misión.
Sorry, mate, but that's not what happened.
I don't know anything more.
Thank you. That will be all.
La
Thank you, sire.
liaste.
Captain?
Good heavens. I feel like a bogeyman.
These recruits are clearly
Boogeyman.
scared to let any information slip.
It's as if their life depended on it.
Teniente
Lieutenant.
instructor.
Respectfully, Captain.
Here is my friend, the legate of the merchant congregation. He would like to ask you a few questions.
At your orders. I'm listening, sires.
How do the various squadrons in this camp differ from one another?
The recruits I train are intended to carry out more subtle actions.
Really?
Pícaros y magos.
What kind?
I
Antimagos.
teach them how to blend into the background, understand customs,
Pues con esa
observe,
pedazo de
and know
armadura.
when to strike.
That's strange. These skills are normally associated with assassins, rather than soldiers.
These skills are always useful, regardless of the enemy or the setting.
What
A
kind
ver,
of
¿qué
training do your
entrenamiento
men undergo?
I can't go into details, but they learn discipline
Sí, claro.
and to outdo
Tienen un
themselves.
curso de
You
hallados.
mean to blindly follow
5 de la
orders,
mañana, hacer
even to
fucking
their
burpees.
death?
But
No,
I...
por favor.
No, Captain. We also teach them to analyze situations, so that they know when to act to avoid risking their lives.
¿Y cómo
How
se-
did you become an instructor in this camp?
I have led numerous squadrons before, and I've trained hundreds of recruits on the continent. I worked with Captain Rolfe in the past, and when I arrived on the island, he recommended me for this position.
That's very impressive. And I expect that you're familiar with the natives' environment and magic.
Yes, yes, of course.
Kurt, don't you think that someone this talented fits what we're looking for?
Claro.
You see, we need to find someone who can replace Kurt to oversee my cousin's security.
Your cousin is the governor of New Serene, I've heard. It's a prestigious position. I don't doubt my abilities, but an offer like this, made so suddenly, must have a price.
Claro que
Can't
tiene
hide
precio.
anything from you.
We're trying to find out what happened to Rainer, a recruit who trained here.
That name doesn't sound familiar. He must have been in the Shadow Squadron.
The other lieutenant's squadron.
Yes. I'm sorry. Haven't been much use to you. Did something happen to him?
He
Sí,
died.
muerto un poco.
His body was thrown into the harbor to make it look like he drowned.
I guess it was one of your recruits. My condolences, Captain.
We'll question some of your soldiers.
At your orders, but please be quick. I'd like to get on with training.
Bueno, esta era más amable. Pues son de hostias. A ver, tampoco son muchos.
Hello, soldier.
Captain?
We need information. Your instructor authorized us to question you.
Of course, sire. I'm listening.
A ver, ¿qué
How would you
entrenamiento hace?
describe your training? Do you train outside the camp much?
Yes, we do. Well, not exclusively.
Really? Yet we've been told that your unit's specialized in actions over difficult terrain.
Yes, I think so. Well, yes, that's true.
Problems remembering things, soldier?
No, Captain.
¿Seguro?
What's it like in your squadron?
Very good. The Phantom Squadron is made up only of the very
Este es el
best.
fantasma.
Do you trust your comrades?
We're like 5 fingers on one hand, sire. I would trust them with my life.
You've sure got the military spirit.
Yes, Captain.
We've learned that a recruit died in an accident during a maneuver. Does this happen often?
No, of course not. Only to
Hostia.
those who aren't strong enough.
That's strange. I was told that this recruit was very talented.
I don't know what to tell you. It's possible. If you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my training.
He seems afraid that an accident might befall him too.
No, it's not that.
Sí, 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 tiene
I
pinta.
just don't want to fall behind schedule.
Very well. Go on.
Excellence. Captain.
These kids are scared to death.
Yes. This boy's answers about his training seem pretty dubious to me.
You can't hide the lies. Soldier! Captain!
Soldier.
At ease, soldier.
A ver, ¿qué entrenamiento
We'd
hacéis
like to learn
vosotros?
more about your training.
I have nothing to say about it, sir.
Really? Go on, it's not a difficult question. What do you do during training?
Dormir.
Is this a test, Captain?
No, it's not a test. You may speak freely.
Well, training is difficult, but we can't complain, Captain.
That's an interesting way to phrase it. You're very united in this squadron. At least, that's what I've been told.
United. You could say that, yes. Until death.
That's rather sinister. Does the name Rainer sound familiar to you?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
Sí.
You seem rather hesitant. Afraid of being reprimanded by your lieutenant?
No. Well, not at all. It's just that I can't tell you anything about Recruit Rainer. And we're lucky to have the Lieutenant as our instructor, Captain.
We should leave this soldier to his work.
Your name, soldier?
Wilhelm. First Class Recruit Wilhelm, Spectre Squadron.
Keep it up, Wilhelm.
Lieutenants! Report.
Captain?
Could you give us a few minutes and take us around the site? I've never been here before, and I'm curious to see what goes on.
I'm not sure if we can, Captain.
We are on duty, Captain.
Right, Lieutenant. Let's go! Are you coming with us?
No, thank you. I'd rather stay here. Take in some fresh air.
As you
Enseñad
like.
la corte.
In that case, see you later.
Este era el más abierto a contar algo.
Wilhelm, we need to talk. And don't worry. Kurt will make sure your superior doesn't come this way.
Why are you doing this?
We didn't think you'd say anything as long as she was here.
If you noticed, others will have too. They'll make me pay.
Even more reason to talk. If we have proof, we can take action and close this camp.
Very well. What would you like to know?
What's really
¿Qué
going
hay
on
por aquí? A
here?
ver.
We know that Rainer didn't die in an accident.
This is supposed to be a training camp for the Guard's elite. Only the most talented recruits are allowed to join. This is an immense honor, an extraordinary chance. That's what we're told every day. But in reality, it's just hell.
Hell.
Tell me about the training you undergo here.
It's more torture than anything else.
Tortura.
We're constantly beaten and humiliated, and the slightest complaint only leads to more blows. They even push us to police one another, so we don't dare talk. Whatever the orders, we put our heads down, grit our teeth, and obey.
And they call us barbarians. We could never put our own children through this.
I heard them tell you about the specialist training against the natives in hostile environments. But what they teach us would be more useful for assassins.
Sí.
As for Rainer, do you know what happened to him?
Yes. One day he just couldn't stand it any longer. He disobeyed orders, he fought back, and people got hurt. That's when things blew up. They summoned him for night training.
What does that entail?
It doesn't have much to do with real training. They call us up for it at the last minute. The weakest serve as punching bags for the others, who are encouraged to beat them. If we refuse, we too become the targets. So we join in and strike. If you're looking to punish Rainer's murderer, you can start with me. We all have his blood on our hands.
Thank you for telling us all of this. You should get back to your comrades.
I hope you can do something. Have this camp closed. Otherwise I'll soon be as dead as Rainer.
We understand the risk you've taken. We won't let you down.
Sí, pero si sale uno de aquí
Thank you.
fuerte, pues está la
Really?
persona.
That was truly fascinating.
Captain,
I've seen everything I needed to see. You can leave us.
Yes, Captain.
Shall we go?
Haz como que abandonemos el campamento. Vamos a entrar de noche.
Good. Willem has spoken.
What did he tell you?
He said the recruits go through hell. They're humiliated, spy on each other, get bullied. It's essentially torture. Rainer wouldn't stand for these methods. He rebelled and was summoned for night training.
Are you sure he used that term?
Yes, but he told me it's not really training. The recruits are summoned.
And the others beat them. Sometimes to death. I know.
You knew about this kind of training?
Yeah. I thought it was a thing of the past. What a monster. How dare he?
I'm so sorry. I'm lost for words. Tell me, did you learn anything new?
I scouted out the site. There's two parts of the barracks we should look at more closely. Rolf's quarters and the basement, which they refused to open for me.
You're full of anger, Sengots.
Thank God.
Take a deep breath and think. And tell us your plan.
Sí, porque
Let's
si no la
wait
vamos a
for
liar.
nightfall. We'll
Lo he
sneak
dicho
into the
anoche.
camp unseen, search the barracks, the private quarters, and then the basement.
Yo no
We
sé,
might
pero
also
sí
try to
que-
find out where this night training takes place.
Yes. I wouldn't want other young recruits to lose their lives tonight. Especially Wilhelm.
Strange. There's no one left in this part of the camp.
Maybe they're in the combat pit behind the barracks. I saw it when I visited the camp. Or they've already left for their night training. Let's find Rolf's office. He surely has the key to the basement.
Convocatoria. Del soldado Wilhelm. Joder. Parece que no habrá nadie. ¿Puedo subir arriba? ¿Puedes dejar de meterte en el teclado? Cabrón. Hay que ir arriba porque el sótano está cerrado. Llave sala de torturas. Carta del comandante. Debe perderse una cuenta y varios de los fantasmas ya no han accedido a las posiciones cercanas a los gobernadores como planeamos. Herman.
This letter is disturbing, Kurt. It confirms that several deaths have been disguised in order to keep this camp secret. But it says that the recruits trained here have been assigned to governors from different cities. And yet I'm sure that Constantine knows nothing about these elite units. The conclusion of the letter also confirms that the commander is pleased with what's been going on here.
So Torsten knew.
So it seems. Including about the deaths.
He's gone too far. He dishonors us all. Sieglinder was right.
No me acuerdo si era Sieglinder, pero sí. Carta del mayor Herman. Han llegado a San Mateo. O sea que quiere el ascenso. Vamos a meter ratas aquí. No, eso será la de abajo.
Locked. This room. What could have happened in here?
I know the smell only too well. Fear, blood, death.
These people have turned this place into a site of suffering. It will take years of
Hay un
work to
montón de muertos, Entrenando a los nuevos reclusos. Sin embargo, no necesito personal reporta bien la falta de sueño, así que se envió a la habitación.
Raise its traces.
This document explains a lot. They torture the soldiers to break them. Raynor shows up on this list more than once. He gave them a lot of problems.
Those who resist too much are lynched during night training. Rolf, you'll pay for this.
Kurt, Wilhelm's name was added to tonight's training.
That's the young man who helped us, isn't it? They will probably kill him for it.
We can't let them kill him. We must stop this training immediately.
The risk is that Rolf will ambush us.
If this boy dies because of us, I will never forgive myself. I refuse to let these recruits pay for the bastards who manipulate them. Let's avoid spilling blood in vain.
You surprise me once again, Kurt. You are full of compassion for these youngsters.
They're just kids. There has to be a way to reason with them.
We'll do what we
Esto
can.
me pone el corazón a mí
I can't promise anything more.
Nosotros te hemos matado a 5. Y además hemos liquidado todo esto. Nos tenía que haber ido al otro lado. Has tocado short, estás muy pesado hoy, ¿eh? ¿Será por aquí? No, por aquí.
It's blocked. It's blocked.
¿Y cómo lo abro? Porque la otra forma es subir por el monte, por aquí. Vale, por algo te obligan a venir por aquí.
Kurt, you're so predictable.
I knew you were a bastard, but I didn't think you'd be part of this disgrace.
Have fun, soldiers! The traitors must die!
Stop! Soldiers, are you really going to obey these scoundrels? Do I need to remind you of the Guard's motto? Where is your honor?
Pues esto es...
I won't repeat myself, recruits. Execute these traitors!
Soldiers, listen to your captain. You are the victims of these monsters, and we are here to save you. We surrendered without resistance, to avoid a fight, and to spare your lives.
Well, what do you want us to do? We have orders, and we know what will happen to us if we don't obey.
Enough!
matar a
To
ellos.
arms! Attack!
Uf.
Must I remind you what happened to Raina?
And however many others perished to fuel the ambitions of this camp's leader.
Is this what you were promised when you were recruited?
Maybe not,
Fracaso.
but this is how one becomes an elite soldier. The best!
Los tengo que matar.
Exactly. And no tender-foot in a silk suit would understand anything about it.
Este vaya a reventar.
Attack!
Things are about to get
You've no magic left. Drink a potion.
Pero luego tienes que flipar así.
Things are about to get dicey.
Tontopollas. Bajad.
You're finally here.
Sorry, Captain. The boy resisted longer than planned.
I hope your troops are ready for a real fight. They just crushed your comrades.
Captain Kurt and these courtiers just decimated a whole squadron.
Don't underestimate them. They were able to
Empújalos,
beat
mételes una
us.
patada a cada uno.
Shut up. Your troops were weak and you're the only one responsible.
What have you done with Wilhelm?
He received the punishment for
¿Por qué bajó con
traitors
Kurt?
and insurgents,
Ah,
like
porque ha muerto.
Raina before him.
Kurt, I'm terribly sorry. We should have...
Saved him first.
Hostia,
We're
yo no sé dónde
responsible
estaba.
for his death.
You're a bleeding heart, Kurt. But you know who's really responsible.
You're right. For Wilhelm! For Raina!
Recruits! Attack!
Encima con un traje de seda. Mira cómo revienta. Mira cómo revienta el traje de seda. Bien parado. Hostia, hostia, hostia. Llave del sótano fantasma. No se puede. Joder, si hubiera sabido la habría salvado al Wilhelm. Me sabe fatal. Pero no he matado a los jefazos, ¿no? No tiene pinta de que sea ella. Evita muertes en tus ejecutas. Dios, fracaso absoluto. Si podría ponerme esto. Aunque me gusta más este. Guantes de caza. Estos son bastante mejores. Vamos a equiparla un poco. Que aguante. Esta no puede, constitución 3 necesita. Bueno, a subirte de nivel. Hay que ponerle todo tocho.
Will you be alright, Kurt?
Yes. Yes. I'll be fine.
O sea,
I'm
que los
just
hemos
glad to
matado
know
ahí.
that this camp won't kill anyone else. What a waste. I can't believe these orders came from the top.
What do you want us to do?
I'll need backup if I really want to put an end to all of this. We must go see Major Sieglinder in New Serene. I need to tell her what was going on here.
Are you sure she wasn't involved?
Her? Never. She's old school. She already held the commander at a distance because she didn't like the direction the guard was headed. He would have sacked her, or worse, if she didn't have so much support within the guard. I should have listened to her.
There's no use brooding over the past. Let's go.
Sí, pues
We'll
me
go and
habría
see
gustado
her
librar
immediately.
estos. New Serene.
Sieglinder, I need to talk to you.
What's the matter, Kurt?
We've just returned from a training camp. A secret camp, where elite soldiers are trained through terror, humiliation, and torture.
Don't tell me that.
Yes,
Sí, así es.
one of my recruits died, and he wasn't the only one. It is designed to create a regiment of assassins.
I am sorry, Kurt. I knew something was wrong, but I never would have thought it'd go that far.
We put an end to it all. We had to. But Torsten allowed it, even encouraged it.
I told you that the commander's ambition would end up leading us astray from the ideals of the Guard, and that we would pay the price for it.
Yes. At the time, I told you you were exaggerating. That he had his reasons.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to speak out, Sieglinder. And reveal the commander's project to the governor of the congregation.
If I were as close to him and his family as you are, I would have done so a long time ago.
I know. I feel so stupid for not having understood Torsten's scheme until now.
You've always been a loyal person, Kurt. And too many loyalties are sometimes hard to reconcile. But Torsten betrayed us all. I'm counting on you to make him
No
pay
sé si
for
va a ser
it.
tan fácil.
Believe me, he won't get away with it. Goodbye, Sieglinder.
Goodbye, Kurt. My men and I stand with you.
Bueno, reputación más 3, al menos. Aquí están teniéndolos. Kurt. No, ya no está la de Kurt. No, no está. Bueno, pues nada. Lo dejamos aquí. Ha estado guay. Un poco fail, pero nada. Nos vemos, gente. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.